Thanks for the great organization, World Tourism Forum, and inviting us, also the whole authorities. Today, I'm just going to talk you about like the Metaverse entry into the tourism. Just to talk about myself, where I'm coming from. I am coming from Germany, originally Turkish, as Mr. Baji, and work for gaming companies mostly. Maybe you know about Garena. I was doing the head of operations there. So we were actually touching a lot of topics with Free Fire, also in Indonesia, how to bring this mass audience into entertainment. But now, currently, I'm actually working on creating the open metaverse around the world. And one of the topics that we had was, because as Sandbox, we've been working with lots of industries, like finance, like entertainment, like music industry especially, with big groups. We never thought about touching the tourism industry. And one of the first ideas that we had was why we are not introducing Metaverse into the tourism industry so that people can have like some real experiences in the Metaverse, and then they can reflect this to the also like a real life when they visit those places. And together with Tourism X, we are trying to enter the Metaverse with tourism. And just to talk quickly about Sandbox. Sandbox is actually right now the biggest Metaverse platform in the world, with the highest amount of active players and active users, we call them. Like we have so many competitors like Meta, Decentraland and stuff, so they are a bit coming from behind, but Sandbox is so far the biggest platform in the Metaverse. But Metaverse is in very alpha stage now, so we are still like discussing like how we gonna see Metaverse in 5 years, whether we will have like these VR gadgets, or are we just going to experience this like easy as like a PC game. So we don't know it yet, so it's very alpha, and it's just starting. And as Sandbox, what we do is actually, so we value a lot of things on the content side. So we have like a whole creator economy. We have like $1 billion fund just from Sandbox, just to create the content and just to feed those creators worldwide. So we are actually working with now over 1,000 studios around the world to create this metaverse. And how we do it is actually, we do it with those Minecraft, Roblox style or own voxel visuals. The reason behind this is actually, so we want everyone to create experiences very quickly without any hesitation, and because people can go, anyone can go who doesn't have any coding skills can go and then create some experience in the metaverse. And what we have been doing is also, we also created as a culture, especially starting from the US. And we work with Atari, Adidas, Ubisoft, Gucci, and Warner Music. So we basically got those brands into Metaverse and then create some additional experiences in the Sandbox. And also like the economy is on the Web3, so that's why people are like kind of seeing this as an opportunity to create some additional value on themselves. And then we have this avatar. Avatar is actually playing an important role in Metaverse. So I'm going to explain this now, like with the things. So you can basically own an avatar. You have the ownership, and then you can, with this avatar, you can go and experience different kind of games, different live concerts, different live events like this World Tourism Forum. I mean, we can imagine to make this next year maybe in the Metaverse. So avatar is playing an important role. So, I mean, as an avatar, for example, we've been planning also to create something with the traditional Indonesian batik. I mean, you can basically get an Indonesian avatar with the batik, and then you can go to a Snoop Dogg concert, or like you can enjoy the Madonna concert in Metaverse that we're gonna launch soon. So that makes a bit more creative for people to enter the Metaverse, and it makes more fun actually. So for Tourismverse definition and what we are planning for Tourismverse definition, we want to also add lots of different activities within the Tourismverse. We're gonna have like a one social hub for each country, and then we will also have like all these music, sports, action, games, events within that Metaverse. Within that Sandbox. Sandbox right now has 170,000 lands in the Sandbox Metaverse, and 80% of them are sold. And we are actually building content on these lands. And then you will see lots of tourism content coming up in this year, starting from this year and next year. One of the ideas that we had with this Tourismverse is we will have like an exclusive area in the Metaverse Sandbox, and then facilitates countries to explain their culture within that Metaverse to people who cannot maybe visit some of the places in Indonesia. I mean, Bali is very popular, but maybe Yogyakarta is also like appealing, so people can go and experience like a preview version of the tourism experience in the Sandbox, and also they can bring those culture with them. So if somebody comes to Bali and then get this avatar of Gucci with the Gucci clothes, so you can have this Gucci avatar and then go around in the temple, Lampion, and like just interact with other people with this avatar, and then kind of feeling like a new identity in the metaverse. So here is actually like a short preview of what we did. So we just did it in a short time, like the Lampion temple with some traditional clothes, with Tourism X. So the idea behind is actually what we can do. I mean, starting from the Indonesia, we just had some quick mock-ups on what can be done in the metaverse in Indonesia. Like you can basically visit a temple with your avatar. You can have an avatar collection. So the avatar collections are very popular in Sandbox and Metaverse. People love to buy them as an NFT, and then they can get additional utilities by holding those avatars. For example, if I just give an example, if you hold an avatar from Indonesia, that avatar collection just specifically for Indonesia, so you can have some real-time utilities to enter some like exclusive content in Bali, or like some kind of exclusive concert in Bali, or like in part of in the world, or like you also like can basically trade those avatars, because the value is going to increase gradually while people is going to be interested in it. You can also have accessories, different accessories like batik, so you can have different kind of style of the things. So so that's the whole idea about the things. Actually, here one of the idea that we had is actually with the sightseeing in Indonesia, because it is very it really fits well with the gaming, especially the sightseeing places in Indonesia, iconic places, because here we see a lot of temples, we see a lot of history, and it fits really well with the gaming concept as well. So you can basically create a game as an RPG game with some temple, and then you can basically ask players to finish those quests and to be able to get some unique NFT or unique avatar. So actually, gaming is just one part. There is also like an option to make a live music concert in one of the touristic iconic places that we are gonna present. And you can basically also like host an event. You can host a summit, anything, and people can come and join with their avatar. You can do live streaming. So we have this live streaming feature coming soon in 2 months. So you can basically live stream an important event within that metaverse ecosystem. So actually, lots of things are possible. So I just want to show, before I just want to show like the video. So I just want to mention that Tourismverse and Metaverse is kind of like, is a very new keyword for us, because so far nobody really touched into this topic yet properly. So what we want to do is actually, once we get Tourismverse in the Sandbox, we want to also promote this globally. Not because, like Web3 and the gaming and all this new NFT environment has a mass audience around the world, which also touches a different kind of user profile for people. And for people just sitting in for example, in Casablanca, who wants to come to Bali one day, so they can just go into that metaverse and experience the contents, and they can go around the places. They can basically decide where to go. And yeah, Mr. Santiago also mentioned that the decision making is done by women mostly, but here decision making can be also done by metaverse at that sense, because it's actually you basically will see what is possible inside, and also one of the great opportunities actually you can we did this in Hong Kong with this old market of Hong Kong. You can basically bring the old version of the places back. So, for example, you can create a 16th century version of Jakarta, and you can basically just build up the history also within that metaverse. Because nowadays we can, for example, I just give you an option like in Istanbul, so we have this old city from Ottoman Empire. So nowadays you cannot go and experience this because all of the buildings are done. So we have the things, but in the metaverse you can basically go there and experience all these old happenings with the Ottoman Empire time. Same happened with the Jakarta old city, and so these are actually the possibilities that we will be able to see once the countries enter the metaverse. As I mentioned in my like in the beginning of my speech, we are still in the alpha stage, so everything is very it's just early. Everything is really at the early stage, but we will see like a mass adoption right now. So we are already seeing like mass adoption in other industries, especially entertainment, music, and we are also sure that we're gonna see this also in the tourism industry, because you can imagine that tourism is not only like governments or like the users. It's also like tourism agencies. You have hotels around that thing. So all of them will be part of those Tourismverse land, and those lands are already like valuable, and I'm sure that we will see a lot of mass adoption coming also on the tourism sector as well. So we are actually right now also touching to topics to the health sector, or like like cinema industry as well, but tourism industry seems to be like really attractive for all audience. And I just want to show you one small video of we did for Bali. My colleagues like from my reality studios, in tomorrow they will show like more videos and more things. I mean, it's gonna look like a bit of Minecraft videos, so you will see like, okay, this is maybe not like the real Bali, but it's the whole idea actually of Metaverse. So we want to create a representative of Indonesia here in that thing, so people can just come and enjoy without having like this huge expectation and things. So if you just play the video, you see here like you have your own avatars. It's the Lampion temple in this place. Yeah, it just shows like a preview version of this. I think you will see more in the future, in the other things. Thanks.